The Goonies. I'm not sure where the name comes from. Some of my resources say it's because they're from Oregon. The main cast, I mean. They're from Oregon. They're Goonies. Well, whatever. The movie stars, among others, Joe Pantoliano, or what? Well, that guy from Memento, and The Matrix, and the Bad Boys movies. That's funny. You always come across this guy in so many movies, and yet none of those movies ever say starring this guy. But whatever. Besides him, there's Corey Feldman, a name that is, I'm sure, not at all unfamiliar to horror fans. Short Round from Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. And much like in the Temple of Doom, this guy yells out every word. Every line of dialogue is not just spoken, it's not even just whispered, it's always yelled. Oh well. Anyway, in some way, this movie reminded me of The Monster Squad. Which may be an unfair comparison, considering that The Monster Squad was released 2 years after The Goonies, but still, how can you not draw similarities between the two? I mean, it's always a group of kids, one of whom is the leader, but besides that is technically useless. There's always one fat kid who clearly can't think of anything but food. There's always one kid who's obviously much older than the others, too old even, to hang around this crowd. But then, they're both family movies, so of course there'll all be similarities. Anyway, back to the Goonies. Apparently, the main plot of the movie is that some guy has laid claim on a lot of families' properties, and well, we'll tear down all those houses to build some country club. And of course, the titular Goonies want to do something about it. They find a treasure map, and they try and look for treasure. Now, I will say a lot of things that were in this movie didn't make a whole lot of sense, and at times I even had the impression that they had mistaken one character for another. I mean, there's this one character who's known for always getting certain names wrong. Like talking about booty traps instead of booby traps. But then suddenly another character has that same flaw. He starts getting words wrong rather than the original character. It's like the writers just switched dialogue between characters. Well, this movie does require you to suspend quite a bit of disbelief. I mean, Corey Feldman's character, for instance, seems to be able to speak Spanish fluently. And for someone of his age, I'm pretty sure that's not normal. And okay, maybe it is normal for someone at that age to speak fluent Spanish, but the treasure map they found, which is written in Spanish, I'm pretty sure it's some old form of Spanish which would be harder to read. Even for a kid at that age, no matter how fluent he is in Spanish. Well, there were more moments, much like Short Round, or in this movie he was named Data, having some kind of gadget for every occasion. And I'm not too sure what to make of the ending either. But all in all, it's a kids movie. Okay, it's a family movie, meaning both a child and adults should be entertained by this. Well, being an adult, I'm not sure I like the movie very much. But I will admit, if I saw this as a kid, I would have been entertained.